Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Like your professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews and even endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com and over 30 podcast platforms, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music. We're now on Podbean, Pandora, YouTube, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, makes great gifts 24/7, 365 for your family, friends, and loved ones, including your furry creatures. And also, for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also, T-shirts, pop sockets, cool hoodies, and great phone cases and more. Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Check it out today. Also, support us on PayPal, Anchor FM, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Make sure you do so today. We're here with a terrific lady from New Jersey who is an artist, singer, writer, animal advocate, and she's began art at a very young age and began music at the age of 15 on the Hammond organ, and she was accepted into the New Jersey State Opera Fest on 2 occasions, and she did a piece on Carmen, which was recorded at 16, and she also joined Pirate at 21 and toured the U.S., Canada, and Europe for many years. And she also joined the Box Tops in the 90s and sang with the Coasters, Drifters, Monkeys, and also Bono from U2. We'll talk more about that. She worked as a math tutor, music therapist, teacher, substance abuse counselor, chiropractic assistant, flight attendant for Continental Airlines. And she's also in a couple of bands in New Jersey. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about her artwork, her amazing music, and more. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios somewhere in beautiful downtown New Jersey, the amazing, multi-talented artist, singer, writer, and animal advocate, Karen Wallo. Karen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, Mike. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Well, it's great to have you on board too, Karen. And of course, you've got an amazing story to tell as well too. You're an artist, singer, writer, animal advocate from New Jersey. You began your amazing artwork at a very young age. You took up music at 15 on the Hammond organ, and you got accepted into New Jersey State Opera. And also, you've been on 2 occasions, and you also got recorded on LP singing Carmen at 16. You joined Pirate at 21. You toured throughout the U.S., Canada, and Europe for many years. You also joined the Box Tops in the 90s. You sang a lot of great artists, and you also worked as a math tutor, music therapist, and a lot more. You're also in a couple of bands too called the New Jersey Cowgirls, New Jersey's Most Wanted. We'll talk more about that. You also have a couple of songs out there too. We'll get to those. And before getting to all that, Karen, tell us how you first got started.
Wow. On the kitchen table. I used to put on shows for my parents when I was real little. I'm talking 3 years old, 4 years old. I pretty much was a ham from the start, and that never changed. And basically, I used to play on the Emily organ, a tiny little organ, and I would hear a song and I would go straight to the note. I had what's called perfect pitch, and I would just play a song, and my father would start crying. Oh my God, my child, she's a prodigy. So my first instrument was organ, by ear at a very early age. And then I took it up later in high school, with more seriously. And I started singing when I was in 7th grade. And I remember my teacher, Mrs. Prishgintas, She said to me, when you grow up, you're going to be a professional singer. I said, no, really? And well, I
Well,
guess she
you
was
do have
like,
some that take you in another direction too, try to talk you out of it. So thank God they don't take you in another direction you don't want. So I've
right,
heard those
exactly.
stories. Yeah. So be thankful.
Oh, I am. Yeah. So I started, I was in the choir in grammar school, seventh grade, eighth grade. And then in high school, I joined the Bel Cantos. It was an all female a cappella group. I was the vice president of the choir. And then, as you mentioned earlier, I also was in the New Jersey State Opera Festival, sang in Carmen, the Magic Flute. I was in the dance club. I did some solos. I was a thespian. I was into acting, did The King and I. In high school, it was more like dance and writing. I was going to
Mm.
be a writer and a dancer. And then it shifted. I don't want to go ahead of your question, but it shifted when I went to college. And even though I was majoring in mathematics and psychology, I was taking as many, fine art courses, acting courses, music courses as I could. I was in the choir, etc. And that's when I started with the professional bands. When I was 21, my first band was Pirate. It was a rock band. And I was very shy on stage. After I did a song, I just said, thank you. And the sound man used to say, will you just talk to the audience? Now I don't shut up. So
Thank your sound man for that.
yeah, I know. Now, I'm off the stage as much as I'm on the stage. So I
Hmm.
know.
And what was that one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you're doing for the rest of your career?
Wow, one precise moment. I really have to thank just sitting down with my dad who raised me. And now that's another story when I say dad who raised me. He was very artistic himself,
Oh,
and he was like a natural comedian, and we used to draw together. And speaking of art, I mean, I in fifth grade I won a gold medal for drawing a doggy, and that
nice.
yeah, and that was with my dad, and that was really exciting. And so I was drawing from an early age. I was, right, I was doing it all pretty much as starting as a kid, and I had my dreams starting as a young child.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay, that's amazing as well too. And who's some of our favorite artists, singers, and writers growing up?
Wow, let's see. Well, I really like science fiction. So I loved Ray Bradbury, the Martian Chronicles. I really enjoying that. Steinbeck, all the greats. As far as musicians, as I mentioned to you before, I'm into progressive rock. I'm into King Crimson, Genesis, Peter Gabriel, David Bowie, Jethro Tull. Yes, all, I like complicated music. I think it's partially because in addition to being a lead singer, I'm also a keyboard player, although that's kind of by the wayside these days. I don't practice much. I teach piano, and
Hmm.
some of my students are better than me. But I'm pretty much a front person, a lead vocalist. That's my focus. But I love progressive music. I love opera, Puccini, Madame Butterfly. I love it all pretty much.
Hmm. And do you
Except
think
for I'm not too wild about rap or and I like complicated music with weird time signatures and things.
And do you think progressive rock is going to make a comeback in today's society? It seems like everything's going more towards the auto-tune, simplistic, and everything else. And I was reading an article too that groups like King Crimson, Yes, Genesis, and all the progressive rock groups have sold out all over the world. But then here's is like it's almost like half capacity.
It's really a shame. And the interesting thing, my friend Tim from one of the bands I've been in took me to see King Crimson twice, and before COVID started. And so recently it was amazing. And what the really wild thing I noticed during the break is that usually there's a long line for the ladies' room, but when you go to a King Crimson concert, there's no line for the ladies' room. The men's room, however, has a super long line because it's hilarious. I'm like, I can't believe this because mostly men, for some reason, love King Crimson.
I'm
And
one of them.
yeah, I know. And the women that are there are either musicians like myself or they're there for their boyfriend. But
Mhm.
they're not into that kind of music. It's really unusual, complicated music.
And of course, I even remember too, like back in the early days, Adrian, well, what was it? I'm trying to think. Robert Fripp pretty much ran the whole thing, and he
Oh,
had like just numerous drummers, numerous bass players, and I think the earliest I experienced was when John Wetton was on bass, Fripp, and I think you had Bill Bruford on drums. It was Red, and
oh,
it was like, oh, that was like amazing.
monster. I mean, in these recent concerts I went to, they had three drummers up front. I'm like, this is the coolest thing. I was practically having a religious experience when they did the song Starless and Bible Black and Robert Fripp did his guitar riff. I was like, oh my God, I was crying. And my my guitar player's like, are you okay, Karen? I'm like, yeah, this is just so amazing, Yeah, it was great. I love that kind of music so much.
Oh my gosh, and that has to be amazing as well too. We talk more about your amazing singing career, also talk about your animal activism, and well, I also have you show off your art as well. We'll talk about that, but first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosensia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Mosensia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today before it goes Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show on over 30 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Mosensia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also great merchandise like t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Mosensia. Check it out today. Also support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Make sure you do so today. We're here with the amazingly multi-talented lady from New Jersey. She's an artist, singer, writer, and animal advocate on the Mike Wagner Show. And, cover a little bit of music background as well, too. Let's talk about your music, which is not King Crimson, but your own music, like Rain Away My Sorrow, Got to Get Back, and you also sang with some groups. First of all, just tell us about some of your music.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm not big on writing a lot of music. I've written a few songs. I've written a few songs that have lyrics. I write poetry more than I do actual songwriting per se, but I've collaborated with a lot of people. So
Mm-hmm.
the song you mentioned, Rain Away My Sorrow, that was with Nick Penny. And it's a beautiful song. I do all the harmonies, all the vocals. I love singing harmony. That goes back to my choir days from 7th grade. And then also in high school and in college at Montclair State University, I was in the choir there too, also singing a lot of harmony. And then the song Gotta Get Back, that was also written by a couple of friends of mine, Danny Bracudo, and also my friend Paul Drago, and myself recorded that song. And then I've done some other crazy songs back in, like the late 80s, kind of almost punk rock type stuff, which, I'm so glad you don't have a copy of those. But anyway, they're more just like silly and fun. My real creativity comes more with either my writing or my painting.
Mhm.
It's kind of hard. Sometimes I'll go through phases where it's just music, music, music. And, I'm in bands and stuff to pay the bills and teaching music. And then the art kind of goes by the wayside. And then other times the years that I was living in Las Vegas, I was there 17 years. I
Wow.
was, I was painting like crazy then. I was just producing one piece after the other. And that was when I had that huge win of a blue ribbon from the previous director of the Guggenheim in a museum.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this was huge. I actually competed against hundreds of artists. And I was so thrilled that the person, the juror, Elizabeth Herod, she used to be the previous director of the Guggenheim. She chose two of my paintings instead of one to be in the
Oh my
show.
gosh.
And then I won number one. I flipped out. I couldn't believe it. When they called my name, first place in painting, acrylics and oils, I was like, what? I mean, I was so the moment was amazing. It was in 2009. And, because I felt so honored because the people that I was competing with were amazingly talented, artists from 4 different states. Well, anyway, I got a cash prize, a blue ribbon. And from that point, there were different magazines, like national magazines, that wanted me to do like a front page cover story on me. And I actually, who knows, it could have opened up doors. I could have been the next Jackson Pollock, But
Mm.
unfortunately, some really tragic things happened in my life in Las Vegas that caused me to end up having to move to Colorado. And then when they found out that I was no longer a Vegas resident, this whole thing kind of fell through, which has kind of been a theme in my life, to be honest. A lot of brushes with like near fame in many different arenas, and then something happens, like car accident, someone dies, whatever. But I'm not giving up, Mike. I'm
Mhm.
not giving up. That's why I'm here.
And of course, you are here as well, too. And of course, speaking of having a brush with fame, we'll talk more about your artwork. You had some brushes fame as well, too. Like you were with the Bach Tops back in the 90s. You sang with the Coasters, the Drifters, the Monkeys, and Bono from U2. And tell us how you got involved and what was it like?
Well, okay. The band that I actually sang with was the Box Tops, and I was on the road with them. And those other bands you mentioned, the Coasters, etc., would either open up for us, or we would go on first, and they would come on, and that's how I met all these people. I didn't actually sing with the Coasters, but I did sing with the Box Tops. I did like a Grace Slick kind of thing, White Rabbit and Somebody to Love and all of that. And I was on the road with them for several years. We played all throughout Canada, all throughout the United States. It was very exciting. We played in front of 10,000, 20,000 people. And
Wow.
it was amazing. I remember my very first gig. I could hear before we went on, the clapping it was so loud. It was like deafening, before we went on. And then just running out onto the stage, and my heart was pounding in my chest. I'm like, oh my God, but then as soon as the music started, I was like, boom, totally there, 100%. It was a very exciting. I had my own makeup artist. We had, free food and all kinds of yummy stuff backstage. It was fun. And we traveled around in a bus, and it was very exciting. And
Mm.
I love the road. I was on the road with other bands too,
Oh my
for,
gosh. That
yeah.
That had to be exciting as well, too. You thought about like the perks on the road that just thank God you weren't with Van Halen. It's like they didn't want any brown M&Ms or something. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I really liked living out of a suitcase. It didn't bother me. There's a side of me that's kind of a gypsy. So I really, I didn't mind that. There was one band I was with years ago called The Hits, and that was when I met Bono, and that's a whole story in itself. But
we
anyway,
love to.
yeah, I'll tell you that.
I was gonna say we love to hear about it, but go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, so we were on the road for a couple of years. We didn't even go back to. They were from Long Island. I was from Jersey. We didn't even go back to change our clothes or anything. It was like 2 years on the road, living in, Radissons and Marriotts and stuff. So we were playing at the Marco Island Marriott. We were the house band there. We played 6 nights a week. We did like floor shows and things like that, where I would be like Madonna. I'd do, that song Like a Virgin, have a wedding dress on, and then, and rip it off and crazy stuff, with like some crazy outfit underneath. And I also did a little acting thing where I was Dr. Ruth,
Dr.
so
Ruth, Dr. Ruth.
Dr. Ruth, yes.
Ah,
I'm not going to do, don't ask me to do that imitation.
don't worry about it. We're not asking you to do it. That probably drive your listeners, but keep going here.
But I can do some animal sounds for you if you want. But anyway, so what was I saying? Okay. So one time we were playing, and it was like, I think it was like a Tuesday night, or I forget. And it was at the Marco Island Marriott in Florida. Beautiful place. And I'm in the middle of doing a song, and it's a 6-piece band, two girls up front, me and the other girl. At the time I was dating the guitar player, Joe Greco, God rest his soul, he's in heaven. And he loved U2. He was like fanatical for U2. So all of a sudden I look out in the audience, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's Bono sitting there with the drummer. I'm like, it's Bono from U2. And I turn around to my drummer and I say, start the song, We Are the World. I'm going to call him up, because he sang on that song and we do that song. So I go like this, come here. And he comes up on the stage. I have pictures to prove this. He comes up on the stage, puts his arm around me and sang the song with me. It was so exciting. I can't even tell you. And I kept talking about it for months, and the band was teasing me. They'd see like a tree, and they'd be like, look, Karen, there's Bono, there's Bono, there's Bono. Bono's everywhere. Oh my God. And he told me, he said, he goes, you have star potential. Don't ever stop singing. This is your thing. This is your home. And it is. The stage is my home. I'm the happiest either when I'm on stage or when I'm with wolves, or
yes.
animals. Yeah.
And of course, we can tell you're happy being on stage as well, too. And just a couple more things before we talk about your amazing artwork as well. You're with the New Jersey Cowgirls, New Jersey's Most Wanted. Tell us a bit about that. And if you got some other music you want to talk about, feel free to do so.
Sure. All right. So right now, I sub with a lot of different bands, but my main bands are New Jersey's NJ's Most Wanted. We have a Facebook page. We just did a gig recently in North Brunswick at Laurie's. We have lots of shows coming up in this year. And then that's a rock band. That's more of a party rock band. And it's myself and my friend Kenny is the other lead vocalist. It's like a male-female fronting band. We have a sax player. It's really cool, 7 pieces. And we work the crowd. We're in the audience as much as we're on stage, both of us. And then I'm in a band called the Jersey Cowgirls, and that's an all-girl country band. And one of my dearest friends, Marilyn's the drummer in that band. We have so much fun. We were supposed to play New Year's Eve in Atlantic City, but sadly, because of COVID, it was canceled.
Oh my gosh. Wasn't that terrible? It's like, in Times Square had to cut down their capacity. It's almost like, sounds like, half empty room. It's like you and I singing 3, 2, 1, just two people. It's supposed to be like, 20,000, 200,000, 2 million doing the countdown. Oh my gosh.
I know, right? I know. Well, during actual COVID, like the worst year, I lost like 50 gigs. It was crazy. Yeah. I teach piano and voice on the side. I watch dogs and things like that too. And then of course my art, but that was really sad because I really, nothing like being on stage for me. That's, like I said, that's when I'm most comfortable. So, but anyway, so Jersey Cowgirls, we're playing still, not as much, but New Jersey's Most Wanted, we're playing a lot, and that I'm excited about that. So.
And where can we find all your music at, Karen?
Well, look what I happen to have here, Mike.
Oh yes, that's right. Okay. Look that up. Let's see. You got Karen Wallo, fineart.com, YouTube, Karen Wallo, Facebook.com, Animals Art Music.
Okay. Right. And this is a dash here. Karen Wallo, all lowercase, dash fineart.com. And then YouTube, and that's my name, Karen Wallo, and also Karen Deering on regular Facebook. And on my regular Facebook page, whenever I have a gig, I'm always going to talk about it on my regular Facebook page. My next gig coming up is February 12th, and that's with NJ's Most Wanted band.
That's amazing as well, too. We'll talk about your amazing artwork in just 1 minute. And you guys are in for a visual treat. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's The Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with the amazing artist, singer, writer, animal advocate from New Jersey, Karen Wallo, after this time out. We're back with the amazing, multi-talented artist, singer, writer, and animal advocate, Karen Wallo from New Jersey here on the Mike Wagner Show. Talked about her amazing career and also how she got into music, a little bit of writing and everything. But her passion is more into animal art as well, too. And, talk about that and how you got started doing artwork.
Wow. Okay. So artwork, I started when I was a kid with my dad. We used to just draw together, and I just got more heavily into it. I would say probably in college years, I was taking more classes, and just, I do a lot of abstract, such as this. This
Hmm.
is That's called creation. And what I won for in the museum was another abstract called Purple Twilight. That
Wow.
when I mentioned earlier, I won the big blue ribbon in a 4-state competition. And
Hmm.
this is one of my paintings back here. This is more realism. I don't know if you can't see really the whole thing, but um, just
Oh,
two
okay.
wolves.
Not nice. Yeah, if you just go more towards your right or something like that, I think we see it, or even just pick it up. You can just show it to everybody. Are you able to do that? Just pick it up.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
sure. Why not?
Wow, that is beautiful. Amazing.
And then thank you. And that's really my heart is honestly in more abstract stuff. I don't know
Hmm.
if this is too bright or not, but I really love doing abstract. That's where my heart is.
Hmm. What
And
is the
also
what,
planetary kind of stuff, like other planets, and then what I call this one down here is neo-impressionism, and then etheric angelic kind of stuff. And then after I swam with dolphins in the
oh my
wild,
gosh.
this is all I could paint for like years was dolphins, dolphins, dolphins. After a while, I was like, can you please stop asking me to paint dolphins? And by the way, I can do an imitation of a dolphin if you'd like.
Oh, really? You know what? I think we've come to that part since we're talking about animals too. So,
Well, wait, don't make me laugh. Okay, but I'm going to show you. This is the moment where I won that big
uh-huh.
award.
Oh my
There's
gosh, that's beautiful.
That's called Purple Twilight. There's me holding my blue ribbon, and that was super exciting.
That's
Super.
a beautiful painting. That's so
Thank
beautiful.
you, thank you. You want to hear my dolphin imitation now, Mike?
Absolutely. And
All right, here
I
we go.
guarantee it won't be fishy. I'll tell you that. So
Okay.
I love it. That's amazing.
I
I bet
bet
you're
you nobody else.
I bet you're a fan of Flipper, the TV show.
Oh, please. Of course. Of course. I'd cry every time the song came on. Absolutely. I love Flipper. Yeah.
And of course, don't eat those dolphins out there. They protect you, they love you, and they're very intelligent. Don't eat them, please. Okay. So,
No, please, please, please. Actually, really, I'm not exaggerating when I say when I went to Kona, Hawaii, and I swam with them, I went to a retreat. This was in the early 2000s, and I swam in the wild with them. And
wow.
yeah, uh, of course, I love adventure in general, and I love nature and all of that. So, there were guys and girls, and we all paired off and as, one person to go out in the snorkeling and all the gear and all of that. Anyway, I didn't want a life vest. All the girls wanted a life vest. The boys were like, I don't need one. I'm like, I don't need one either. Except when I was out there in 80 feet deep water in December, freezing with my wetsuit, I'm like leaning on other people's
Oh my
life vest.
gosh.
I'm like, wait a minute, I think I made a mistake here. Hey, can I lean on your life vest, please? Yeah, anyway. But I'm telling you, that was a life-changing experience, though, when I was swimming out there, and then you can hear them first. You hear the echolocation, and you go past all the colorful fish and everything, and the coral, and then suddenly they emerge. And, I had like, dolphins with their babies and stuff like within, I don't know, 10 feet from me. It was
Wow.
amazing. And yeah. I almost drowned because I'd be like trying to talk to them, and I had the snorkel and I'd start to swallow water and everything.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, when I got back from that retreat, I also stayed in a tent after the retreat was over, in a Paliaco Peace Garden. um, with like macadamia nuts falling on the tent all night long. Piles.
Hey, hey, you got to be nuts. It's raining. Probably better than coconuts would probably crush your tent.
Yeah, it was fun. And then I just kept painting dolphins and dolphins and dolphins and wolves and animals. But honestly, this kind of painting, this is my wolf dog, by the way, Kaya, who's in heaven. Oh, he's very popular. He could probably have his own Facebook page, honestly. He was so wonderful. But I really, my heart's in the abstract. It really is. The painting that I won the big award for, that's where my heart is.
There was something I was going to ask you as well too earlier before we got into animals. What was the reason for getting into abstracts? You know, how'd you first get involved, and what was your main reason?
That's a good question. I used to put on these back in the Vegas days. I moved there in 1994. I got painting seriously in 2000. That was like the cutoff. Like I used to paint as a kid and draw with my dad, but then it wasn't until 2000 that I just was like, I have to paint. And I bought the easel and all the stuff. And I would put on brain synchronization CDs, and really really interesting music that gets your brain synchronized so that
Mhm.
the creativity opens up. And what I would do is I would just I'd get colors in my head, like images of different things, and I'd put the color scheme on the palette, and then I'd listen to the music, and I would really go into like what I call another realm. I call it the zone.
Mhm.
And I didn't know what was going to come out. I just mixed the colors and then just went for it. And then it's like it tells me when it's done. It says, okay, you're done, stop. Because sometimes you can overpaint and ruin it, which I've
Right.
done before. And then the names would come to me too. And they'd be real sort of deeper spiritual kind of names that would come to me, like hypnagogia and things like that.
Mm.
And that's where my heart is. I don't know. It just, I mean, I find realism to be kind of annoying because I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So, oh, wait a minute, the dolphin fin is slightly off. Oh no. It's too stressful. Whereas when I do an abstract, I come from the heart and the soul, and it just pours out of me. And when and a lot of them have sold, so other people are enjoying them too.
It sounds like really enjoyable as well. So I'm ready to buy one myself. We encourage everyone to check out the artwork, Karen. And besides the wolves and the dolphins, what are some animals you've painted?
Um, Penguins and what else? Birds.
Hmm.
Birds. I love birds too. And I love owls. And I think, I have some series inside me that are coming out. I kind of want to combine abstract and realism. And because of what's going on in the world, with all the suffering and pain and COVID, for human suffering, animal suffering, etc. Like I really want to leave an impact. Like when I leave this planet, I want to leave an impact. I don't have human children. I've raised dogs, and my art are my kids. And so what's coming and what's inside of me right now that's dying to come out, and I'm going to start, is a very light-hearted series with light colors and angels and something to lift everybody up, because I think we all need to be lifted up.
Hmm. Right. Yeah. And I can see where you're coming from as well too. And also the with the art, I'm just trying to think of another thing too with art as well too. And what are some of the plans you have next coming up? It's like what's next art thing for you, or anything like that?
Yes, I just this series that's in my mind right now is going to be a very spiritual kind of realm is where I'm going to go. Still use the same, synchronization CDs that I use, and my plan is I want these paintings to heal people. I don't want them to just be colors on the page. I want them to have an impact on the human soul, the human heart. I want people to view them and to have their life changed from viewing them, and to leave my legacy, have them pass them on to their children, their grandchildren, their great grandchildren, etc. And they'll live on way beyond when I'm off the planet.
Mm.
So like, that's what's coming up for me next is a series about healing, a series about spirituality, about finding God, connecting with God, finding joy, finding peace amidst the chaos in the world. That's
Mhm.
what this series is going to be all about. It isn't just going to be a random abstract or about animals or whatever. It's going to be about healing.
And that's so amazing as well, too. And where can we find all your paintings at, Karen?
Oh, yes. Okay. I happen to have this right here. So it's www.karenwallo-fineart.com. And then you can also find me on Facebook. I have a regular personal page on Facebook, Karen Wallo, and then in parentheses, Karen Deering, because I have another story to tell about what happened 3 years ago in Czech Republic when I found out that I'm Irish.
Oh,
That's a
I wish you were.
Yes, that's a whole story in itself. Anyway, so my art page is Animals Art Music because I love all three so much. And then if you want to listen to me sing, you can go to YouTube. I'm also on something called Band Mix.
Mhm.
That's you can also find me on there as well.
Okay. We're certainly check those out. We're here with the amazing artist, singer, writer, animal advocate, Karen Wallo from New Jersey here on the Mike Wagner Show. Just a few more minutes here. We'd love to have you back in 2022 and beyond. You've been great. And, besides what you got coming up for painting and everything else, what else can we expect from you overall in 2022 and beyond, Karen?
Well, I have many gigs coming up, and I'm also writing a book.
Nice.
I also, I've been published before. I wrote an article called "Why Do We Hate the Original Dog?" and it was published. And of course, the original dog being wolves. And I have, all kinds of photos of me with wolves. They're not the evil people, the evil rather animals that you think they are.
Oh, good boy. Good boy.
Yeah, they love me. And some Native American friend of mine calls me Karen Singing Wolf, and that's my wolf dog Kaya, who's in heaven. Anyway, I'm all about writing about saving the wolves, saving sharks, stopping shark finning, saving the dolphins, saving all animals, wild horses that are being rounded up. It's what's going on in the world for animals is horrific, and with climate change and with all the damage that's being done to our beautiful earth, it just really bothers me that animals are suffering. It's just been my passion since I was a kid.
Hmm.
So I'll be writing about that. And I'm writing a semi-autobiographical book that's also going to be about healing, again, about ways to get closer to God, ways to become your full potential, like who you were meant to be. And also, because I also have a certification as a drug and alcohol counselor. So one of my books is, I already have the title, it's called Natural Highs, Alternatives to Drugs and Alcohol. And so, there's just not enough time in the day, Mike.
It's okay. That's why we'd like to have you back in 2022 and beyond. Just, let us know when you want to come on. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career, Karen?
My dad. And my dad that raised me, William Wallo. I don't want to cry, but I lost both my parents a long time ago. And 3 years ago, when I was in Czech Republic, grieving the loss of my beloved Kaya Wolfie, I got my ancestry.com results and found out that I am not who I thought I was my whole life.
Huh.
I was always bragging, I'm 100% Czechoslovakian and proud of it. Well, wondering, why do I love everything Irish? Why do I want to go to see the Celtic band? Why do I want to go to the Irish pub? Well, guess what? I'm Irish. So I got my results when I was in an Airbnb in Czech Republic and found out that I should have been Karen Deering,
Huh.
Deering. And it turns out that my biological father, John Thomas Deering, God rest his soul, I never got to meet him, himself and my sister, CJ, who is my best friend now for 3 years since I found her, they were living 15 minutes away from me.
Oh
And
my
I
gosh.
didn't, yeah. And then he passed away when I was 17. My mom told me when I was 19 that she had had an affair with this man, John Thomas Deering, and I was the product. I didn't believe her because I was so crazy about my dad, William, who raised me. I didn't want to believe her, but it was true. So
Wow.
So now I have this whole, I'm still half Czech, thank God. I haven't lost all my identity, but I have this whole other family now too, of Irish people, cousins and my sister. And it's just, I never got to meet my grandparents, and I never got to meet my grandmother. Ruth lived to be 105, and they had a beautiful farm with animals that if I would have known about them, I could have been going hanging with the animals as a kid. But oh, well, at least I found out, right, Mike?
There you go. That's right. And of course, you're happy to have a lot of animals as well, too. And also, what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
The best advice I would say is try not to watch the news too much.
Oh, that is so
Oh,
true.
wow. I mean, all they ever talk about is the virus. And I'm sorry, but I'm quite sick of hearing about it. And just be safe, take care of yourself, take care of others. Don't let anything stop you from whatever your dream is, whatever you want to do, whatever God put into your soul from the moment you were born, go for it. No matter how many things go wrong, because trust me, I have had lots of things go wrong in my life, but I still won't give up. I won't give up till I'm 95, 100 years old. I will still pursue my dreams. That would be my best advice. And also just pray, 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 connect with God.
And that's so important as well, too. Amen to that. Once again, we're with the artist, singer, writer, animal advocate, Karen Wallo of New Jersey here on the Mike Wagner Show. Karen, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Just keep us up to date in 2021. Keep in touch. We'd love to have you back. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact? Where can people purchase or check out your works?
Okay. So I'm in two bands, as I mentioned, NJ's Most Wanted Band. That's on Facebook. We have a page on Facebook. Our gigs are coming up in February. We're already booked all through this whole year. And then I'm in another band called the Jersey Cowgirls, also on Facebook. And then for my artwork, it's www.karenwallow-fineart.com. And you can find me also on YouTube. And I have almost 5,000 friends on Facebook, so I'll be sharing this like crazy, Mike.
And you're one of them as well, too. So glad to have you on board. Once again, Karen, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date, keep in touch, and we definitely wish you all the best. We'd love to have you back. You've been absolutely terrific.
Thank you. God bless you.